There's 3 herbs that I'm aware of. There's the herb, your man who's always going after Jennifer.
Let's tune in to WKRP.
And if you get that reference, buddy, we're in this together. And then you got, I can't think any other herbs. But today we're talking about herbs, and we're gonna build ourselves an herb garden. Howdy do, everybody. Came indoors for a little bit, and we're gonna concentrate on seeing what we can do about an herb garden. We have a deck that sort of goes along the lodge, and we bought these really cool planters that sat on the railings of the deck, and they look beautiful. The worst thing was when we started to get really bad downpours, they flattened out. They just got destroyed. We lost the cilantro one night, and that was the end of that. The mint flourished. Mint's a friggin' weed, and it's a delicious weed, and it's so lovely in mojitos.
Oh my God, he on X Games mode.
We move them in pails. What do you call them? Bins? No, pails. Bins. Pails. What the f are they called? Planters? Little planters. We moved them in little planters last year or the year before, and they sort of did their thing. But like, it was really weird because we didn't have them up on the deck. They were elsewhere in the yard. So like, you're cooking and you're like, oh, I need a little bit of time. And it doesn't, you know, it's not so conducive to just put your, you know, everything down, run outside, down the stairs, across the yard, into the bush, hike for 3 miles, wrestle a wolf, just to get a little bit of time. So this year, I was thinking, we've got our deck off the kitchen. I measured it with, you know, the patio furniture that we're gonna have up there. And it feels like I can build a little set of planters up along, like little boxes just for herbs. They'll be still in enough sun to flourish. They will be protected from the driving rain that's coming down, and they'll be protected from like full bore, holy crap sun. They're right off the kitchen, so it won't be such a hassle to go and get the stuff that we need. And I started, you know, just kind of figuring out these little boxes. And actually was props to another YouTube channel whose name I'll put below. He'd posted a video 3 years ago about making these large boxes with just simple cedar fence boards, and I was like, oh, I could do that, make them about 1.5 feet long and whatever it is, 5 3/4 wide, and we would do a series of them, and we would have all the herbs that like normally are used for cooking, but we'd also have some protective plants throughout as well, right? To try and keep the pests down. So, and they'll be nice, they'll be small, they'll be manageable. And I'm hoping that could be a solution because it's weird. Like, I wish they would sell just a sprig of thyme at the grocer. I don't need 45 sprigs of thyme. So growing our own herbs will be the way to go. I managed to get 6 foot and 5 foot fence boards. Alrighty. So, this smells amazing. I probably want that room, eh? Like, this is so dead easy. If it's any trouble, we got a problem. Tisk tisk. You try and keep a nice clean workbench, and then you work at it, and then should have cleaned this off before I started filming. All right, there we go. Build one and see. What are we going to see? We will see what we see. If we see it. So we'll go 15. And we'll go 30. Because if I was Norm, I'd cut some cool jig, I'd put some cool jig together. Not like an Irish jig. A woodworking jig. But I'm not. And that's okay. I got essentially our box. Looking pretty smart. This is probably like the simplest project ever. So, probably take us 20 minutes to build the first one, and then I bet you will just be 5 minutes from there and out. All out of one piece of wood. Hello, all out of one piece of wood. Isn't that nice to have a little sit and we can hang out together and have a little chit chat? Simple dumb cuts. These are herb boxes, so I'm not really looking to make beautiful mahogany cabinets. First of all, I'm using cedar. So I was toying around with a couple of things off the top, like would it be better if the front was beautiful like this, right? Kind of like a drawer. But then we're gonna have 4 big stainless screws there. My brad nails are steel, so they're not gonna fly. So we gotta use our stainless screws. So at least this way they hide them in the corners. And I think that's kind of interesting. You know, there'll be a little gap between this box and the next one. I don't hate the way that looks. I ran it by administration, and she's on board as well. So, it's dead simple. I don't even know why I'm making a video. So, even with pilot holes, we got some splitting. And that's just gonna get worse. That's the front of your box, right? Hello, I'm the front of the box. If I put brad nails through that, the process would go a lot quicker, but the brad nails will eventually begin to, I don't know if oxidize is the right word, but they will react with the cedar. And eventually they will get some black lines going down the sides of the box. The sides of the box that you're actually never gonna see. And maybe it's part of living out in the sticks, but we don't have the access to all of the plethora of variety of stainless steel screws and sizes. So we're sort of sitting here with what we are. I think, you know, given how easy these boxes are to make, and you can get a 5-foot board for about $9. So if one of them ever does fall apart, I can put these back together in about 10 minutes. I think I might use the brad nailer instead. I'll build a box with the brad nailer, we'll see. And if that's easier, then that's easier. Totally don't need to. I'm going to sand these. I picked this up. This is a pretty fancy little jobby, an RDK, or maybe it's ROK. Rock or Rook, I don't know. It's a sanding disc holder, 45 piece. Look at that. Look at that. It's got little drawers. When I was a kid, we had coasters like this for the house. So, anyway, it comes with 60, 80, 120, and 240 grit. I think I'm just interested in probably the 60 at the mo. Which I'm betting is this. That's 80. Cool, yeah, let's put 80 on the top. That makes sense, guys. That makes the most sense. Start with the middle number. That's 120, okay. You guys are messing with me. Hey, where the hell those are the 80s. That's the 120. Oh my God. There's your 60. Cool, yeah. All right. Design fail. Bottom or the top, your choice, but I need them to go incrementally. Maybe that's my OCD? Yeah, you know me. That's what we're gonna do. I'm having a dangerous discussion in my head. I'm like, oh, where's my respirator? Ah, you don't need it. Yeah, you should probably have your respirator. Ah, you don't need it. Well, oh, I left it in the lodge. Okay, guess I don't need my respirator. Just makes it a little bit nice. Little softness on the edges. Don't care about the back. Don't care about the bottoms. Don't care about the sides. Just the front. So when they all stack up, it'll look real nice. Real nice like. Should have wore a respirator. As my wife would say, those are cute. So the base is just a 6 foot by 1.5 foot square. It was at that point that he decided to use the big screw. Whew. It's just pretty. Doesn't matter how much workspace I have, it's never enough. I'm always getting out of room. Doesn't matter how much workspace. Can you even see? You're gonna see my back. That's no fun. You're just watching my back. Hey, bud, watch my back. Ooh, got a little bit of fire. Ooh, little smoke, little sizzle. Little sizzle going on. Do. Putting my herbs on an herb bench, gonna make me feel just fine. I got a stainless screw, so it doesn't hurt my cedar. Do. There she is. It's a box, man. Like, it's a rectangle. There's nothing really to write home about. Running the deck boards horizontally. So what I'm gonna have to do there is I have to cut myself like a little support system so they can all sit on it nice like, you know. What do we got? What do we got? We got 15 and a half-ish. How big are those deck boards? 5 and a half. 1 3/4. Ow! Son of a bitch! Those are frickin' hot. Yow! I burned my flesh! Somewhere Neil deGrasse Tyson is laughing. Okay. He's giggling about conductive metals. Come on, Neil, don't laugh at me. It hurt, bro. Honest to God. A melted skin, bro, on a stainless steel screw that was put under an immense amount of friction, which caused it to heat up. And then I touched it, and it's a very conductive metal, and therefore it burned me. And Neil deGrasse Tyson laughs because I forgot about conductivity. Just kind of a dick move. Cauliflower. That little spacer's 1.5 inches. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any screws that aren't too short, too long. So we're gonna have to go this way. And there's the base. All right. Give or take a little bit, little gappy gap. Isn't that lovely? Ta-da! One thing I screwed up on. Well, I don't know if I screwed up on it, okay? 2 things. Number 1, when I first designed these, I had included this middle bit to be the entire span. So that would have covered here, which would have meant I'd have had screws in there. Didn't matter, I guess, when all was said and done, because we ended up using nails. But that threw the measurements off a bit, right? Because that's 6. These little bits add up. And they add up across the whole thing. The second thing that I changed slightly was the sides here. Same issue. They were going to be the edge, and these were going to be on the outside. But I didn't want a butt. What it means is, we got 2 boxes left over. Absolutely not the end of the world. And I think this looks pretty slick. Rick?
I totally agree.
So, all that's left to do is build the legs. Nice. Get that back up. Starting to feel like a really elaborate project just to grow some basil. we might be close to being done. I'm gonna swap these batteries out and we'll take it up to the lodge and see if we can assemble it there. Shoulda wore a respirator. Shoulda wore a respirator. But I didn't, and I'm gonna regret it. This part should be simple. Well, a couple days have passed. Morning, everybody. I thought I'd give you an update on the herb planters. We have been getting 25, 26 degree days. Some days are 18. Some days are almost pushing 30. The nights have been getting down to 11 or 12, but we had ourselves a frost warning issued, and that's the bad news. Couple of nights of frost, and basil, you know, among other delicate herbs, just can't stack up. Can't handle the frost. So it didn't bother us at all because modular. I mean, look, it's not modular to the degree that you can twisty-wisty any which way, but we just popped these off and threw them on the kitchen island. And they sat there last night, and judging from what I'm seeing, they'll probably sit there tonight too. No big whoop. No big whoop at all. Modular cedar herb planters. Like, could it be more beautiful than that? Look at this. Look at this. Just sitting here, having a great old time. Modular planting, made of a cedar substrate. You couldn't, like, if you were trying to buy this on, like, Amazon, not gonna happen. Alibaba, Wish.com, I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's not gonna happen, Rick!
I don't think so. So, while if we'd had planted all of our stuff down into the ground, we'd be having some serious worries this morning, or we'd be out there frantically with plastic bags and everything as we've done in years past, but not this year. This year we got smirt, and we made ourselves some modular cedar planters, and that's it. That's the planty section, and that was a massive undertaking for what it is. I mean, it really wasn't that much work, but like, you know, I could have just gone and bought some clamshell basil whenever I needed it. But this is a lot more fun. It's a lot cooler. Add some conversationality to the deck. Get the patio furniture out soon. Little conversation action. Look at this. Here, you want a piece of basil? Rip it off. Not enough mint in your mojito? Take it off. dust it, shove that down in your drink. Delicious. Well, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Those of you who got to the end. that was big. That was big. That was a big commitment. I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. So happy camper over here. Next video, we're going to be dealing with some outdoor chores that you gotta do, that nobody likes to do, but everybody likes the result of them. And you know, people just magically show up at your house and they're like, oh, this is wonderful, and nobody ever realizes there's a lot of work that went into that. So since I got to do it, you're coming along. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm not asking you to help. I'm not expecting you to pick up a rake or something, but you know, I'm putting it out there. Chores will need to be done. So I'm Jay, and I'm from Simple Woods Life, just trying to enjoy life in our little piece of forest, and hopefully nature doesn't maim me, kill me, or interfere with the family in any way as we live and grow. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for checking everything. If you feel like hitting the old like and subscribe, that would be wicked. I think I'm gonna have to get some wood Fordo on this umbrella stand because I can hear it kind of groaning and creaking. Bye everybody.